This episode, we're coming from the National Hotel Marketing Conference, where we get a chance to hear from 36 speakers looking at ways in which hoteliers can improve their position, their visibility, their narratives, their stories, and the conversion across all their direct as well as their partner channels. I'm going to be speaking to a number of hotel marketing professionals, marketing consultants, and suppliers and systems to the industry to find out what some of the key trends are happening in the market in 2025 and what to look out for.
Welcome to Travel Market Life, your companion for industry insights and professional business development. Travel Market Life. Join us by webcast, video or podcast.
I'm with Victoria Brown from the Galborn Collection. Victoria, you had a really interesting session just now looking at how you're really targeting guests and how you're identifying the guests. Could you just give me a bit of a summary as to your approach to how you identify your target audience?
Yes, well, what we had discussed today was how really to market a small hotel collection. So what we really started off with was looking at the challenges and the opportunities of looking after a hotel collection and really looking at our brand architecture. Namely that Galgorm is the overarching umbrella brand, but then underneath it we have 4 very distinct hotels, all with very different brands, and with that they all need very different messaging, and how do you target them? So essentially then what we done, we were looking at the different guest personas across all of our different properties, and by putting in guest personas for your different properties, that allows you to really have that direct focus on who you're really marketing to, and that helps shape your messaging. So we were looking at that, and then looking at the 5 key pillars that we were looking at in terms of digital, story-led content. We were looking at collaboration as well as experience-first messaging, and then we looked at some of our tactical takeaways from the day.
How do you initially start going about that? I mean, firstly, start off with, how long have you been with Galgorm now?
I have been for Galgorm now for 16 years, although I don't look that old, I promise. So in terms of it, when we've recently, for example, taken on the Roe Valley Resort in Limavady in Northern Ireland. So I suppose it's one of the best examples that essentially when we're inheriting that brand, the first thing that I would do is really look at a brand audit for that. What are the unique selling points of that property? Who do we want to target? What is the strategic vision? And similar to what Susan from Net Affinity talked about, we're looking at that marketing funnel then and how we're taking the guests through right from the awareness stage right through to intent and obviously purchasing a stay.
And I guess it's important not to treat it completely as a separate property, but look at how you can bring it within your existing brand and portfolio. Absolutely,
and that's what we also do, and it's one of the key things, because even in some of our guest personas, there is intentional overlaps there, but as I said, that is intentional because we really want to create an experience if it's for the Rabbit. So a guest who maybe is coming for a birthday stay at the Rabbit, once they've been there and they've experienced the Galgorm Collection luxury service standard, they will then maybe come back to Galgorm then for an anniversary stay, or bring their kids to Roe Valley then for a family break.
Now, you've given a lot for hoteliers to think about here at this event. What have you taken away today?
I think this is absolutely a fantastic event, mainly to catch up with some of your suppliers, some of your networking opportunities. And the one thing that's probably really standing out for me is AI, and really looking at, as I'm sure everybody has been maybe saying that, but let's see what the next 5 years hold for AI, even maybe the next 5 minutes, because it seems to be continuously changing.
Wonderful. Thank you very much for your time.
Thank you.
Hi, I'm Stuart. I am the Sales Director of Zonal Hotel Solutions, and we are the Hotel Solutions section of Zonal.
Now, when it comes to the development of the market, what should hoteliers be thinking about at the moment to ensure that they gain every opportunity they possibly can to improve their commercial opportunities?
So the big thing for me, I think, at the minute is joined up booking. So we just launched the ability for people to not just book the room, but also book a table at the same time. So you're catching the F&B at the same time. Rather than somebody arriving and going, oh, I'll just check out the area, you can get that there and then. adding extras and things like that, and the ability for people to sort of like say, okay, well, I'm staying, but I'd also like this, I'd also like that, is a big, big thing now. So we now do remarketing as well. So we can send out emails before arrival and say, okay, you haven't ordered some of this, do you want to have that, etc. So it's becoming the biggest selling area for people to sort of grow their business by bringing additional revenue along.
There seems to be a lot more focus at the moment, not just about outreach, outward marketing, but also how when you've captured the guest, the customer on site, of how you can remarket them or market to them other products and services. And there's much more of that technology and system behind that can help support the staff in that.
Yeah, and it's not just sort of like communicating, it's also offers and things like that while they're on site. So, we have a sort of section within our sort of system which allows you to sort of say, okay, well, you're here. Here's an offer while you're here. This could be for a spa. This could be for, an event or something, 10% off at the bar, etc. And then it's also sort of like now when you're capturing data about what people are doing. So, across groups and things, you can see, well, you've been to one of our locations before, and last time you did this. Hey, let's market that sort of thing here. So using the data across different places, CRM, etc., to look at what people's sort of behavior is. And yesterday I was actually talking to a behavioral scientist about some of this thing and how you can push people in certain directions to do certain things just by how you write the message as well. So it's not just about putting the message in front of them, it's also how you write it and what you say to them. So it's becoming much, much of a deeper sort of subject now.
Now, Bradley Spillman from Whitby Park, it's great to catch up with you again after the Independent Hotel Show. So congratulations, you've just launched a new website.
Thank you very much.
It's live. Tell me about it.
It's been about 5 to 6 years in the making now. It's been such a huge effort from both every agency we've worked with and the team at Whitby Park. We've all just been putting so much effort into it to actually have something that accurately displays our brand and the facilities and just the experience we want to get across to the guests and make them feel more welcome and actually like engaged and actually get that experience across to them.
Now, I watched a very interesting session today with The Grove and their launch of their website. Were you in that session as well? Did I miss you?
I wasn't actually in the session. I was actually in the session about user experience instead. But we've been looking very closely at The Grove as a website because they've just launched with Up Hotel as well. It's the same agency we use. There was a lot of experiences on their website where we thought, great, they do such a great accuracy on how they do functionality on the website, how they can get users straight to the conversion points, what works well, what doesn't work well. They've got such a good website, and we worked really close with Up Hotel and how we can kind of mirror that with The Grove.
Now, I mean, you've always got the next step, right? And certainly The Grove were talking, we're going to look at our booking engine next.
Yeah.
Is that where you're looking at next, or are you other areas that you want to focus on?
So I think the next step for us is going to be CRM. There's a lot of the seminars I went to today just talking about, we've got so many different data points at the moment. We use MailChimp, we use Beanbox and Wi-Fi capture. There's so many different data points. How do we all actually put that into one database and actually know who our guests are? We've got so many different pillars of the business. We've got spa, we've got golf, weddings, meetings and events. But we don't actually know accurately who those guests are, where they're coming from, what's the age range, the demographics, the actual nitty-gritty details, the hobbies, the likes, the dislikes. So we want a CRM to actually start pinpointing that data. That way we can then start tailoring the new website into the content they're actually looking for, be more precise, actually show them the things really quickly of what makes those decision makings. And kind of like one of the points we wanted the new website is it was always 7 steps to make a conversion, or someone will get stuck on step 3 and then call our reservations team. We were trying to shorten down that journey and make it so much more easier for them to find that piece of information and actually make a conversion or even just ask us the question. So CRM, I think, will help highlight that. I think the CRM will also create more personalization. I'm massive on personalization. I just want to make the user experience way more detailed, make it more personalized. Why do they come to Whitby Park? Why is the next reason they come back to Whitby Park? They come for a birthday. How can we make that event more special? Do we need to put balloons in the rooms? Do we need to offer them chocolate cake? Just making it more...
So many things to think about.
Yeah. I mean, now that the website's done, and that's 5 years of my life gone, it's always thinking about what's next. How can we up ourselves? What can we do better? And I think a CRM will put us in that position. Now, I think that will make us create that more special experience at Withrow Park.
Now, National Hotel Marketing Conference, is there a particular nugget you're going to take away with you today?
There's a lot of information that was really good today. I went to a seminar about how your agency relationships kind of affect like your outcomes, and that was really insightful. I think one of the sayings was, when you speak to an agency, that's their best day. It's both of your best days, and I think that I'm really going to take that away. We work with a few agencies, and every time I get in contact with them, I get really excited about the projects we talk about, and I can see they get excited about the projects we talk about. And I think that's one golden nugget I'm taking away today.
Excellent. Well, that's fantastic. Thank you ever so much. I look forward to speaking to you again soon.
Good seeing you, Ryan. Thank you very much.
Hi, my name's Harry Fielder. I have multiple hats. I chair something called the Hotel Marketing Association, which is the only dedicated body for hotel marketers in the UK. And I also run an agency called Umi, and we deliver sort of marketing and software development services for hotels.
Now, you've actually been opening and closing the event here at the National Hotel Marketing Conference. So what's your take on it? What are some of the key topics, trends that you really feel are sort of the topics of the day?
I picked out probably 3 things that were really interesting from this morning. The first was that the whole nature of content optimization is changing. You know, SEO is a term that we all know very well, but it's now about GEO, which is generative engine optimization. So we're not optimizing for rankings as a direct link to our website, but we're trying to feed our content into that generative search result. I thought that was really interesting. Sam Weston from 80 Days delivered that this morning, which was fascinating. The next thing I think is again a point from Sam actually, and he was saying that we got the balance of our website architecture and information wrong. You know, quite often we're focusing too much on the information. So it's probably 70% information led, where actually the reason guests go to a hotel website is 70% for inspiration. So there's that kind of inspiration information trade-off. And I think it was a really interesting point that we can get caught up in the conversion rate optimization. Have we got enough keywords? Have we got enough content? Have we got the right information? But actually losing sight of the primary goal of a direct website is to inspire. I think the third point that I found really interesting, so Tara from Eden Hotel Collection mentioned when asked, you know, what's your strategy for 2025? How are you looking forward? A really interesting point was, I just want to react well. And I think that's such an underappreciated part of marketing. You can have great plans, you can have content calendars, you can define your personas, all of that kind of stuff. But can you respond really well in a timely manner to the wider, you know, whether that's macroeconomic conditions, whether it's marketing trends, whether it's social media trends, whether it's, you know, brands that you're kind of affiliated with? Can we respond really cleverly to what's going on around us? Is such an underappreciated quality in a marketing strategy. So what Tara said about, I just want to react well, was a really interesting point.
There's so much interesting nuggets coming out from our conversations and what people are saying on the stands today. What I find particularly interesting, though, is the weight that there is really on hotel marketers' shoulders today, because it's not just about how they're positioned and how they're visible in front of guests, how they resonate with them, but it seems as well it's how that then connects with the whole systems in the back end. I had a really interesting workshop with The Grove, who were talking about their website development. And then, you know, it's the booking engine. Well, hold on a second, it's not giving the experience that they want. And now they're looking at the entire tech stack. And, you know, what was, you know, a hotel marketer's job is just to make things look pretty and, you know, get the word out there, has become much more embedded in how the whole ecosystem really works within a hotel.
Mm-hmm. Couldn't agree more. I think the natural hookup is revenue and marketing need to work very, very closely together, because ultimately in the truest sense, marketing should define product, and that product being offers, packaging, etc. So I think there's natural tie up there. I think also revenue needs to inform marketing on the more dynamic sort of balance of spend. So where do we need to deploy budget in almost a day by day basis? And you see that a little bit with meta search, where you can deploy budget in very granular ways. So that's a very natural tie up. But yes, I think the marketer's role is now spanning to really make the most of CRM, advertising, analytics, messaging, etc., that you have to have a bit of an understanding of that tech piece. And that there's never been a hotel CTO. There's never been one solitary gatekeeper of technology in a hotel. It's all been handled department to department to department. So naturally, we have all of these silos. And I do see marketing kind of somewhat being lumped with the job of pulling those silos together, because I guess guest data comes at the heart of it. And guest data marketing probably is the closest tie-up, I guess, in a hotel. So I completely agree. Marketing has become very, very multidisciplinary. The marketers that I see really succeeding do have that empathy, do have that understanding of tech. They've got that understanding of brand. They've got that understanding of revenue as well. So it's super multidisciplinary, and it's interesting to see marketing. I've seen people who are in senior marketing positions, they really transition well into those commercial roles because they've just had to be so multidisciplined.
Well, Harry, thank you very much for those insights. And I know that we'll be also announcing the winners of the Hotel Marketing Awards as well in due course.
We certainly will. And we've got our awards ceremony on the 16th of June at the Savoy.
Hi, my name's Anna Payne, and I'm the Director of Marketing for Elegant Hotel Collection, a global soft brand for independent luxury hotels worldwide.
So please tell me about the luxury independent hotel market. What should luxury hoteliers be thinking about today?
Well, luxury travel demand remains strong, but independent hotels face a lot of challenges. The theme of this year's conference is smarter marketing. Whether it's getting your data in order, exploring loyalty, activating partnerships, or taking membership of a soft brand like Elegant Hotel Collection, it's thinking strategically about doing more for less to drive revenue, create opportunity, and exert influence.
Absolute packed agenda, great program, so many topics. What's been one particular part of the program that you found interesting?
That's a good question. I mean, it's been super insightful, lots of really great takeaways. At the opening of the conference, the marketing directors panel emphasized the importance of taking a step back to remember what the marketing function is actually for. I thought that was really interesting. It was great to hear from Victoria Brown, Group Marketing Manager from Galgorm Collection, who gave a standout presentation on marketing a small hotel collection with amazing insight on how marketers can leverage guest intent, mindset, and moment to create compelling, impactful campaigns.
And finally, Anna, can you tell me what you can take away from this event?
So many things, but I think, one real standout sort of theme for me was just how much passion there is in the room and has been in the room today. Passion for hospitality, passion for the work that we do. Smarter marketing that's powered by passion and creativity will deliver results every time. And that's an amazing takeaway to have.
Excellent. That's wonderful. Thank you.
I'm Des O'Mahony, so I'm chairman and founder of Book Assist. Book Assist is multinational based. Headquarters is in Dublin. We have offices in Madrid, Rome, Vienna, and Prague as well. So we focus on helping hotels, particularly independent hotels, to understand and implement across the entire customer journey. So we will look at advertising, SEO, the entire digital media suite. We will use that to drive traffic to websites, and we do also create those websites. So on our website platform, for example, we will have a lot of personalization and tie-in with that advertising so that the customer basically sees a continuous element of information from both adverts right through to marketing on the website. And then on the website, we also implement our booking platform. And again, that has also got AI enabled and personalized so that in the ideal world, somebody clicks on a specific advert that talks about a particular type of room and they go right through to the booking engine and that exact room is there facing them. So we're trying to get away from the idea that people have to trawl through a standard website or go to a booking engine which just lists every room in the hotel and, it's kind of fend for yourself. We're trying to get to the point where we make that seamless all the way through And by doing that, you actually increase conversion very significantly. And the net result of that is to be able to capture that customer journey, to optimize that customer journey, and turn that customer journey actually into a growth cycle for the hotel, a perpetual cycle of growth, so that you are constantly capturing and constantly analyzing, constantly optimizing. The net result of that being you drive more and more direct business, and most of the saving in that direct business versus OTAs or versus other channels goes straight to the bottom line.
Now, here at the National Hotel Marketing Conference, from the conversations that you've been having and from what you've been hearing here through the different presentations, what are perhaps some of the key things that you are taking away from this conference this year?
So there's a couple of things, but one, certainly it's dominated by some discussion around AI, right? And there are two elements to that. One is, what is AI doing in terms of helping hotels to analyze data better and improve on their marketing, right? So it's AI as a tool to help hotels. But the other thing that I'm picking up on, and certainly we spoke about that today, is how AI is actually beginning to influence search. So when you start looking at analytics for hotels or otherwise, you see now that some of the traffic is coming directly from ChatGPT or from AI agents that are actually actively looking at content or actively looking at booking platform information. And so effectively you have a new user on the web that you have to now cater for. And the question is, how do you cater for that in a smart way so that you can capitalize on what it is, right? So that kind of element of AI beginning to influence search, still small percentages, but clearly growing, that's going to become very important. And again, I think a conference like this is beginning to touch on it, but there's a lot more that I think they need to learn as it's very much an evolving issue. But AI is definitely going to start influencing search in a very big way.
Des, thank you very much indeed.
Thank you.
So my name is James Parsons. I am from Ovlo. We are a destination content company providing dynamic destination content to hospitality businesses. And I am here at the Hotel Marketing Conference and have had an absolutely brilliant day because in every panel I've been in, I've learned something in every panel, some really interesting bits, but also had some incredible validation for Ovlo because personalization and destination content has been mentioned, I think, in 3 of the 6 sessions that I've attended so far, and it's just been a brilliant day.
What is it that is really sort of getting hoteliers interested in and around in destination content? Why is it seeming to be so paramount to where they're looking to take their marketing?
2 bits. So one of them is definitely around selling the destination itself. So in some of the panels, we've had hoteliers talk about not just selling their own hotel and the experiences within it, but making sure they sell the entirety of the destination. But that is a heavy lift. It's a difficult thing to do. It's a difficult thing to do at scale. But also, if you have 30 locations, you have to build that content for 30 locations. It's difficult to scale. It's difficult to keep it up to date. It's difficult to keep it relevant. So that's one bit. The second part is then personalizing it and making it relevant. And so personalization using AI or however it's done using good technology is the second part of that. It's no good having just content because it's one size fits all. It should be personalized, highly relevant, and therefore highly engaging. And if put in the right place, should hopefully lead to higher conversion. So it's kind of a circle. If you can get the content right and you can get the destination content right and your own content right, then and personalize it, you have something that's highly engaging and therefore hopefully boost conversion. So, but yeah, I've taken so much out of the sessions because I'm not a marketing professional, so I'm learning all about that area. But it's just an amazing validation for what we're doing at Ovlo.
Excellent. Thank you very much, James.
Yeah, my name is Patrick Lusks. I'm the Regional Director for Profim in the UK, and I look after the strategic development and growth of our services and offering across hotels in the UK.
What's one of the key things that you're taking away from National Hotel Marketing Conference this year?
It's amazing because I love how AI has been in discussions for some time now, across marketing, revenue, but it's great to see how hotels and different companies start utilizing that in multiple interesting ways. And it's quite exciting how you can utilize that. So it's not been overpowered by AI, but it's really exciting to see what is to come and how that can really benefit your direct booking strategy as a hotel and drive your business profitability.
And how are things evolving? Now, you and I have been having conversations over the years, really, but how are things evolving for your customers? How are you seeing them start to address the tech stack and the product suite that they're using to really further their goals?
It's really exciting for us to be really present in the UK market. As a business, we entered the market itself about 7 years ago or so, and we really tried to make a groundbreaking kind of offering of how we can really drive that business profitability for those hotel guests. And it's really exciting to see how those hotel partners now, just shy of 300, really take that on board, and that we have the opportunity to work with and see that continuous success of online visibility, generating traffic, maximizing online conversions, and really putting that at the forefront of their strategy. So we're honored to have such a wide presence so far, and we're hoping to be able to support more and more so hotels, many of these hotel partners today, and hopefully many more to come as well.
Thank you very much, Patrick.
I'm Sam Weston. I'm the marketing director for 80 Days. We're a full-service creative and digital agency that specializes in hotels and travel.
Now, you pretty much kickstarted today with some insights and trends alongside hot stats. In marketing, what are the key things you're seeing?
I think it's really just the kind of AI kind of transforming hospitality, and certainly from a website perspective, the kind of blending of traditional SEO and now generative engine optimization, or GEO, is coming increasingly important. So it's really about trying to balance that inspiration piece on your website with the information, structured valuable data as well. So yeah, it's just a marriage of the two.
How should hoteliers go about making sure that they can address that?
I think it comes back to getting a little bit nerdy and using things like schema markup and revisiting some of the old pages on your website. So the About page, the FAQ page, pages that have been maybe neglected a little bit over the years, and seeing how you can kind of engineer it so that they can become they can feed the data that these AI agents really are craving.
It is fascinating, the change in search at the moment. You know, we can't escape any of it anymore because, as you say, Google does summarize the findings that you're looking for rather than you having to scroll through the search. So that is a big part. And also voice search as well, isn't it?
Yeah, voice as well. I think it's just all of these new kind of third parties are just really hungry for accurate data, and making sure that, and from our perspective, it's about kind of trying to create a single sort of source of truth from your website. And that comes back to even things like looking at external citations and looking at external mentions of your brand that may have laid dormant for a number of years, and working with your PR agencies and your SEO agencies and your GEO agencies now, if you have one, to try and make sure that your brand isn't really misrepresented online or within AI agent responses.
Conversions on a website, I mean, it's a very different purchase experience for people when it comes to booking a hotel, because you tend to go backwards and forwards. You might go through the cart before you make that decision. How much should we be focused on actual conversion as a key metric?
I think it's still important, of course, booking engine conversion as much as website conversion. So making sure that you've got a good quality of traffic coming into the site, because at the end of the day, like AI, like anything, it's only as good as the input. You're only going to get a high conversion rate if you've got a really qualified traffic coming into your website. So yes, it's still important. Of course, it's still important, but I think it depends on the product as well. 4-star and 5-star, 5-star especially, have a wide range of ancillary services. So often conversion rate isn't really a metric that they can pin to the wall and say is absolutely important. Or is of the most importance, because they might be transacting afternoon teas and spa bookings and things that might not necessarily be included within the standard conversion rate as well. So yeah, I think it depends on the product, depends on the hotel, but it's always going to be important to try and convert your business online, of course.
And finally, key takeaway that you got from any other presentation or panel today?
Really like the social media presentation. It's really interesting to see some of the kind of up and coming trends in social media. It's not an area that I'm as familiar with. So it was really good to hear Chloe's thoughts on some of the kind of up and coming initiatives from like Instagram and from TikTok and what they're kind of getting up to in the coming months.
Excellent, Sam. Thank you very much.
No worries. Great to speak.
So I'm Dylan. I'm with Revenate. I'm the MD of sales for Revenate EMEA. And Revenate is a leading direct booking platform for the hospitality industry. Pleasure to be with you.
Thank you very much indeed. So here at the National Hotel Marketing Conference, there's been a lot of discussions today. What are some of the key topics and insights you're taking from it?
Yeah, well, one of the things that I saw today, John from our team got up on stage and he presented our res sales product. And one of the things he asked the audience was who in the room knows their inbound lead phone conversion rate, and not one person in the room raised their hand. And that's the product that we're introducing to the market now. And it just shows there's a tremendous opportunity for hotels in the UK to start optimizing their voice channel.
I mean, it's interesting. There's been a lot of focus, I should say, on the web channel, how to optimize that with the booking engines, booking flows, the guest experience on the website. Yeah. With the call now, as well as the integration of AI call technology, you can handle and direct calls in a certain way, but there's obviously understanding how and where you're converting those sales calls.
Yeah, I think it's a really interesting opportunity because when guests call in, they have intent to book usually. And sometimes hotels aren't taking any effort to really train their staff on how to handle those. But when you do train your staff on how to handle them, all of a sudden they convert more of them, the guests have a better experience, and then you can convert them at a higher value. So it's a really, really interesting opportunity for the UK market.
Email is still a key area for remarketing, bringing hotelier guests back into the hotel. What are some of the things that you're particularly noticing within your benchmark report?
Yeah, right. So in the benchmark report, we always analyze how many of our customers' email addresses are masked OTA email addresses. And one thing we noticed and that we can be really proud of for the UK hoteliers is that the UK market was actually below all of the other markets in terms of the number of masked OTA email addresses. And that means that the UK market is doing a really good job of capturing the guests' real email addresses when they're checking in and also remarketing them and driving them into being direct booking. So it's really a positive sign. And I can see why this environment here at the show, people are really collaborative, open-minded, wanting to advance their tech stack and their operations and marketing. So you can see that it's having an effect in our reporting.
Very sociable people, these lot here, isn't it?
Yeah, they're good people. And I think people are going to have some drinks now soon too. So let's see them open up a little further. Yeah.
Excellent. Thank you very much indeed, Dylan.
Yeah, thank you, Ryan. Appreciate it.
I'm Petra Clayton. I am the CEO and the creator of Custard, a PR agency for hotels and venues across the world.
So National Hotel Marketing Conference, you're actually on the agenda this year. What do you think are some of the key things that hoteliers need to be thinking about?
Do you know what? This morning has been brilliant, and I've actually picked up a couple of things. The theme of fun, which was great. So I really like the combination of fun and fact. So not fun fact, but fun and fact. I think we need to combine the two. Also, my word of the year is trust, and I think that's where we need to be following. Looking at trusting your teams, trusting your budget, trusting your instincts, trusting your market, and just really pushing hard and being authentic.
I mean, it's interesting because there's been off-the-shelf products for websites and, how do you do social media? People have been copying others, but it is about being authentic and trusting your own instincts and really going with, what is the soul of your hotel? That, when hoteliers talk to me about, what hotels stand out for them, it's always the ones that have a storytelling component to it.
Yeah, storytelling is the core of everything we do. I think it's more, I've just actually been in a partnership session, and I think it's about profitable relationships. So I write a lot about the fact that PR has moved from public relations to profitable relationships, not just financial, but what are you doing together that brings a benefit to both parties? And I honestly think if we can all hunker down and work on that, we will be definitely more profitable in many ways. And I think we'll be more collaborative, more creative, and far more successful.
Do you think what's been the secret of the success for someone like the Pig that is sort of working, sustainably, but very much with local suppliers and producers?
I think the success of it is it was a champion. I think it broke the mold, and I think that's key. What is hard is to sustain that because you only break the mold once. You've got to keep breaking it. So I think they did a cracking job. They continue to do a cracking job. And I love that we have champions, we have followers, we have catalysts, we have facilitators, we have the whole portfolio. And I just think it is brilliant. You always need somebody to just inspire. I always think you should look outside the industry. I think if we look inside, we're going to get the same answers.
Now, you're on the programme today. Just tell us a bit of an overview of the key takeaways that hoteliers should be taking from you.
Right, so I'm talking on screen tourism. I'm really excited about it. It's a bit of a preview to the Jet 2 Jet 25 conference in November. And we are going to be talking a lot around how you can maximize opportunities with themes, working with TV, outside broadcast, competitions on television, what that medium that we all keep forgetting about because we're so focused on digital. We forget that actually TV has a huge pull. It has a lot of people creating digital content around it. And it gets people excited and it sells a story, as you said earlier.
TV is a very interesting one. I mean, I've had conversations with, how you can market on TV and the fact that it can be so granular that you can identify the demographic, type of lifestyle, where they're based in the country and get your adverts right in front of them.
Yeah, I mean, it's like the forgotten art of marketing. I think we all just need reminding. Segmentation is key. And any channel that can do that and that can reinforce your brand is a huge tick and budget well spent.
Now, I was picking up, you've got an event in November. Tell us about it.
Right. So actually, Martin, who organises this conference, is organising Jet 25, which is all focused on screen tourism, very much a global conference. It's taking place in Birmingham. It will be focusing on the hotels and the venues, how to really optimise working with TV, working with producers, location seekers, agencies, and really helping to propel your business on the screen.
I've just been hearing about White Lotus. Apparently that features minor hotels.
Yes, I've actually got that in my presentation, so I won't give anything away just yet.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
For more, go to Travel Market Life. The music sensation by Zach Nelson is reproduced under license from Storyblocks. Travel Market Life is a Haynes Marcoms digital marketing agency production, serving the travel and technology industries.